The Sims is a strategic life simulation video game developed by Maxis, published by Electronic Arts, and released on February 4, 2000. The game's development was led by game designer Will Wright, also known for developing SimCity. It is a simulation of the daily activities of one or more virtual persons in a suburban household near SimCity. Gameplay: The Sims uses a combination of 3D and 2D graphics techniques. The Sims themselves are rendered in 3D, the house, and all its objects, are pre-rendered and displayed diametrically. While gameplay occurs in the game's live mode, the player may enter build mode or buy mode to pause time and renovate the house or lot. When the game begins, each family will start off with a section 20,000 simoleons. These funds can be used to purchase a small house or vacant lot on the neighborhood screen. Once a lot is purchased, a house can be constructed or remodeled in build mode, and/or purchase or move furniture in the buy mode. All architectural features and furnishings customizable in the build and buy modes follow a square tile system in which items must be placed on a tile. Walls and fences go on the edge of a tile and can follow the edge of the tile or cross it, but furniture items cannot be placed on either side of a cross tile. The base game contains over 150 items including furniture and architectural elements. Sims are instructed by the player to interact with objects, such as a television set, or other Sims. Sims may receive guests, invited or not, from other playable lots or from a pool of unhoused NPC Sims. If enabled in the game's options, Sims can have a certain amount of free will, allowing them to autonomously interact with their world. However, the player can override most autonomous actions, by cancelling them out in the action queue at the top of the screen. Unlike the simulated environments in games such as SimCity, SimEarth, or SimLife, the Sims are not fully autonomous. They are unable to take certain actions without specific commands from the player, such as paying their bills, finding a job, working out, and conceiving children. The player can make decisions about time spent in skill development, such as exercise, reading, creativity, and logic, by adding activities to the daily agenda of the Sims. Daily needs such as hygiene, maintenance and eating can and must also be scheduled. Although Sims can autonomously perform these actions, they may not prioritize them effectively. Much like real humans, Sims can suffer consequences for neglecting their own needs. In addition to fulfilling their needs, Sims need to maintain balanced budgets. The most conventional method of generating an income is to obtain a job. The game presents various career tracks with 10 jobs. Sims may earn promotions by fulfilling skill and friendship requirements of each level, which lead to new job titles, increased wages, and different work hours. Other means of generating an income include creating and selling various items such as artworks and gnomes at home. Sims communicate in a fictional language called Simlish. The inner structure of the game is actually an agent-based artificial life program. The presentation of the game's artificial intelligence is advanced, and the Sims will respond to outside conditions by themselves, although often the player controller's intervention is necessary to keep them on the right track. The Sims technically has unlimited replay value, in that there is no way to win the game, and the player can play on indefinitely. It has been described as more like a toy than a game. In addition, the game includes a very advanced architecture system. The game was originally designed as an architecture simulation alone, with the Sims there only to evaluate the houses, but during development it was decided that the Sims were more interesting than originally anticipated and their once limited role in the game was developed further. While there is no eventual objective to the game, states of failure do exist in The Sims. One is that Sims may die either by starvation, drowning, fire, or electrocution. When a Sim dies, a tombstone or an urn will appear in, the ghost of the deceased Sim may haunt the building where it died. In addition, Sims can leave a household for good and never return, if fed up with another Sim. Two adult Sims with a bad relationship may brawl, eventually resulting in one of them moving out. Children will be sent away for good if they fail their classes. Objects equals, players have a broad array of objects which their respective Sims may purchase. Objects fall into one of 8 broad categories: seating, surfaces, decorative, electronics, appliances, plumbing, lighting and miscellaneous. Music. The game music was composed by Jerry Martin, Mark Russo, Kirk Casey, and Dix Bruce. The game disc contains 37 tracks, of which 15 were published in 2007 as an official soundtrack album. Most of the tracks contain no vocals, but some of them feature Simlish lyrics. Expansion packs. The Sims has a total of 7 expansion packs produced. Each expansion generally adds new items, characters, skins, and features. Live in Large. The Sims Live in Large is the first expansion packs for The Sims, released on August 31, 2000 in North America. This expansion pack focuses on adding new unconventional characters, careers, items, and features. House Party. The Sims House Party is the second expansion packs for The Sims, released on April 2, 2001 in North America. House Party gives players the ability and facilities to hold parties and gatherings in their Sims homes. House Party was reissued in October 2002, to mark the release of The Sims Deluxe Edition and to match the box covers of the Hot Date and Vacation expansion packs. Hot Date. The Sims Hot Date is the third expansion packs for The Sims, released on November 12, 2001 in North America. Hot Date adds the ability for Sims to leave their homes and travel to new destinations. In this expansion pack, the new destination is composed of 10 new lots and is called Downtown. All of the following expansion packs for The Sims add new destinations as well. Hot Date also introduces a revamped relationship system involving short and long-term relationships. Sims can also carry inventory and give gifts to other Sims. Hot Date also adds a variety of items and new characters. Vacation. The Sims Vacation is the fourth expansion pack for The Sims, released on March 28, 2002 in North America. Vacation introduces a new destination called Vacation Island, where Sims can take vacations with family members or with other Sims. This marks the first time Sims can stay on lots away from home. In other words, the game can be saved while a Sim is on Vacation Island. Vacation Island is split into 3 distinct environments: beach, forest, and snow-capped mountain. Sims can stay at a hotel or rent a tent igloo to rough it in the wild. They can also purchase or find souvenirs. As with other expansion packs, Vacation introduces new items, characters, and features pertaining to the theme of vacations. Unleashed. The Sims Unleashed is the 5th expansion pack for The Sims, released on November 7, 2002 in North America. Unleashed introduces pets into the game. While dogs and cats are treated as Sims, other pets are treated as objects. However, dogs and cats cannot be controlled directly like human Sims are. Only their movements can be directed by the player. Unleashed also introduces gardening. In Unleashed, the original 10-lot neighborhood is expanded to over 40, with the added ability to rezone these lots for residential or community use. Community lots may be modified to contain shops, cafes, and other commercial establishments. Superstar. The Sims Superstar is the 6th expansion pack for The Sims, released on May 13, 2003 in North America. This expansion allows the player's Sims to become entertainment figures and includes representations of several famous personalities. A number of celebrities make cameo appearances but cannot be controlled by the player, and include Avril Lavigne, Andy Warhol, Marilyn Monroe, John Bon Jovi, Christina Aguilera, Freddie Prinze, Jr., Sarah McLachlan, and Richie Sambora. Superstar adds new work and leisure items, and a new destination called Studio Town. This new destination functions as a workplace for celebrity Sims where regular visits may be required to maintain their fame and career, marking the first time where players could follow their Sims to work. Non-celebrity Sims may choose to visit Studio Town for leisure. Makin' Magic. The Sims Makin' Magic is the 7th and final expansion packs for The Sims, released on October 29, 2003 in North America. it introduces magic to the game and allows Sims to cast spells, forge charms, and buy alchemical ingredients. Making Magic introduces the Magic Town lots, which house vendors of magical ingredients and items and a number of magic-related mini-games. In addition, it introduces baking and nectar making. Additional residential lots are also included in Magic Town, marking the first time Sims may live outside of the main neighborhood. These lots contain new aesthetic accents such as new grass textures and background sound effects. They also have a higher chance of growing magical items. This expansion pack includes a disc containing a preview of The Sims 2. Compilations. Core game with expansions. The Sims has been repackaged in numerous editions. These are not expansions in themselves, but compilations of the base game plus pre-existing expansion packs and additional game content. Expansions only. There have also been compilations of expansion packs without the core game released in only North America, and some parts of the UK. Reception. Critics praised it with positive reviews. It became a bestseller shortly after launch. In 2002, The Sims became the top-selling PC game in history, displacing the game Myst by selling more than 11.3 million copies worldwide. As of February 7, 2005, the game has shipped 16 million copies worldwide. It has been a success in many ways, attracting casual gamers and female gamers. In March 2009, Electronic Arts announced that The Sims, as a franchise, has sold more than 110 million copies. Game Informer ranked it the 80th best game ever made in its 100th issue in 2001. Legacy. The Sims was first released on February 4, 2000. By March 22, 2002, The Sims had sold more than 6.3 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling PC game in history. And by February 2005, the game has shipped 16 million copies worldwide. Since its initial release, 7 expansion packs have been released, as have sequels The Sims 2, The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. The Sims has won numerous awards, including GameSpot's Game of the Year award for 2000. In 2012, the game was one of 14 video games picked by the Museum of Modern Art as the basis for an intended collection of 40 games. Sequels and spin-offs. The Sims Online, a online version of The Sims, where players can interact with other players in real time. The Sims 2, a sequel to The Sims. Second generation of the main series, The Sims Store is a spin-off series featuring goal-directed story mode. My Sims, a worry spin-off focused more on building objects. The Sims 3, a prequel to The Sims. Third generation of the main series, The Sims Medieval, a first title in a line of spin-off products set in medieval times. The Sims Social, a Facebook spin-off. The Sims Free Play, a freemium version of The Sims for Android, iOS and Windows phone-based devices. The Sims 4, a sequel to The Sims 3. Fourth generation of the main series, the URBZ, Sims in the City, a console-only game with Sims gameplay, but with new faction relationships taking place in a hip city setting. Ports and remakes. The Sims and all its expansion packs were ported to the Mac by Asper Media, Incorporated. The Sims was ported to Linux using Transgaming's WineX technology and was bundled with Mandrake Linux Gaming Edition. The WineX engine is unable to run the Windows version of the game. It was released on March 12, 2003. A separate version of the game was released for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Nintendo GameCube in 2003. Gameplay is similar to that of the PC versions and retains many of the core elements. Notable changes include a full 3D camera perspective, more detailed appearances of Sims, and the introduction of a Get a Life goals-based story mode. The ports enjoyed a generally favorable reception, with Metacritic scores ranging from 83 to 85 as of August 2009. The console versions were each followed by a sequel, The Sims Bustin' Out, and a spin-off game, the URBZ, Sims in the City. These versions incorporate some features of later PC expansion packs, and add a multiplayer mode supporting 2 simultaneous players. Film. The Sims is a live-action, drama film in pre-production since 2007. On May 25, 2007, it was announced that The Sims film rights had been purchased by 20th Century Fox. It was to be written by Brian Lynch, the writer of Angel, After the Fall. The film will be produced by John Davis, who has worked on films such as Norbit and Aragon. See also, Simulated reality in fiction. References: Nakamura, Rika. Werman, Hannah. Girlish Counterplaying Tactics. Game Studies 5. Pierce, Celia. Sims, BattleBots, Cellular Automata God and Go. Game Studies 2. Pork, Charles. Signifying Play, The Sims and the Sociology of Interior Design. Game Studies 6. Atkins, Barry. More Than a Game, The Computer Game is Fictional Form Manchester, Manchester University Press, 2003. External links: The Sims at the Wayback Machine, The Sims at the Wayback Machine, The Sims at the Wayback Machine, The Sims at the Wayback Machine.